It's all live.
Hello and welcome to the third place match between Alshaheen and Winterthur. We're here live on day 4 of Pepsi Cup Prague 2019. What a tournament it's been so far. I suppose there's no point chatting when there's 0 viewers. Sorry? Do you want to talk?
No, when Santos pressed the button, I sent everything out saying we switched over there, and there was a whole bunch of people waiting on YouTube, and then we didn't actually start.
Ooh. And I'm joined by Meenal here for day 4 of Pepsi Cup Prague 2019. Meenal, what have been your highlights of the tournament so far?
My highlights of the tournament so far is definitely no. He tells us why I don't like commenting. He just makes fun of me.
Well, you started talking.
Yeah, but then you just start taking a quick look.
Has anybody heard that? I'd like to apologise for my wife to be. She does have a little bit of a temper. Kind of feisty. Kind of like that, to be quite honest with you. And that was a feisty looking delivery as the Alshaheen batsman played all around that. It looked like a very straightforward LBW decision for the umpire. The Alshaheen batsman just practicing his defensive prod to mid-wicket on the way back. The Alshaheen batsmen do like practicing their shots on the way back to the hutch. The Alshaheen wickets are tumbling. They were despondent in the team hotel last night. Travelled thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, halfway around the world. Now they're battling it out for third place. In the Pepsi Cup Prague 2019. Do comment along as you're listening on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchats as we see a full delivery from Banaheka. Prodded together, and shy at the stumps. Just wide at the non-striker's end. Fielder recover was onto that mighty quickly.
Oi!
And that's a dropped, caught and bowled chance. It came right out of the heavy meat of the bat. He's got a very heavy bat. Does Shubham, the captain of Alshaheen. as we partake in the first delicacies of the day. What have your food highlights been over the last 4 days, Meenal? I really like the muesli bar. Pizza. And good morning and good afternoon to all of our fans around the world as we see another Alshaheen mix-up. And they decide not to take the overthrow this time. Alshaheen, an absolute rabble this morning.
And the score now is 102 for 6 after 13.4 overs.
Alshaheen absolutely devastated by the loss yesterday against the Czech national A team. With the shock of the Pepsi Cup Prague so far, and one of the all-time great T20 shocks. Right up there with Zimbabwe beating Australia in the inaugural T20 World Cup in 2007. Can't think of many more seismic cricketing T20 wins. Perhaps Netherlands beating England in 2011, I believe it was. But Alshaheen has a semi-professional side with a clutch of players having played first-class cricket, including former Sussex and Pakistan bowler Navid Arif, bowling at 140 clicks. But the Czech national team's Sabawoon Davisi was equal to him yesterday. As we see the Alshaheen captain Shubham Shankar on 7 off 10, facing Salia Sahan, beg your pardon. Sahan's had a very expensive tournament so far. He's been a bit of a live wire in the field, but he's gone at over 8 and only picking up 1 wicket in his 3 games so far. He'll be looking to rectify that towards the end of this innings. He was a bit distraught that he was not opening the bowling as expected, as we see Shubham scramble a single there, tapped to mid-wicket. We talked to Shubham before the match. Meenal, how hard is it for Shubham to be in that position where he's captaining a side which has already been knocked out of the tournament as big favourites at that?
I think when it's the final day of a tournament like this, a lot of the players can be quite tired, and also because of the defeat yesterday, it's a difficult job to bring their morale back up and get the team going. So I think Shubham is in a difficult position to bring all his players back on the same page. And earlier we saw some of the runners had a bit of a miscommunication. I think the players should have done a lot of talking yesterday after their game, but a lot of them were quite upset after what had happened. But Shubham seems to be on the ball with his team, and let's see what they can do after this first innings. Also quite interesting to note yesterday how some of the members of the Alshaheen team had different reactions to what had happened. Some of them were quite upset, some of them wanted to have a bit of a distraction and go out and enjoy the city life a little bit. So,
In fact, on that note, Minal, I was just passing through the hotel lobby last night, and it seems like you were deep in conversation with a couple of the Alshaheen players about nightlife recommendations in Prague. I believe you mentioned one club that had 7 stories. What ended up happening with that, Minal? I know you like the nightlife.
well, I did recommend it to one of the players because I think as much as they're here to play and be competitive in this tournament, it is important to make the most of coming all the way to Europe and to Prague and to see what it has to offer. So, if that's
Like
how
7-story nightclubs.
and if that's how people want to let off steam, then so be it. And we shouldn't discourage anybody from doing that.
Of course, today we have the Grand Gala dinner. It is the final day of the Pepsi Cup Prague 2019. It's all set to be an event you don't want to miss. So if you're in the Prague area, you're more than welcome to pop down to Hotel Duo for the Grand Gala dinner. We have unlimited places on a first come, first served basis. Highest bidder gets a plate. There will be raffles, there will be prizes, I understand. There will be some signed merchandise from some of our well-travelled and world-famous commentators. My colleague Meenal Joshi, or the soon-to-be Mrs. Joshi, will be handing out signed Pepsi merchandise. Will she use her maiden name? Will she use her married name? That is the question.
You do know not changing your surname after you get married, right?
For once, I wish you had said that on air.
Okay.
Really. It would have been the perfect response to it.
As a leader of feminism in our generation, I don't think it's necessary for women to change from the maiden name to their husband's surname, actually. I think it's an unnecessary norm of society that we don't need to follow. So,
Why are we even getting them married then, Meenal?
sorry? We don't have to. We can just sign a paper. We're just doing it for taxes, aren't tax benefits, aren't we, Nishan?
I don't know, your family are the accountants, mine are the doctors. You
Well-
handle the money side.
Well, you're the one who proposed.
Except when you ask me for money.
Well, you're the one who proposed to me. So, with what intention did you do that, Nishan?
That your accountant family would help me with my taxes.
Well, I think we have a lot of talking to do off the air, Nishan, and we'll get back to you with an update after our conversation to all the listeners at home.
I might be running a little late for the gala dinner at this rate. Seems like we have some talking to do. I always love a good talk with my significant other. As we see more plays and misses from the Alshaheen batsman in that over. More fishes than an aquarium.
And the score after 16 overs is 111 4-6 now, so they have 4 overs left. See if they can get some nice shots in and get the runs. Yeah. Sorry, Nishan, did you have something to say?
What do you think would be a good score on this pitch?
Well, the Alshaheen team said that they are capable of hitting around the 200 mark. They've only got 4 overs now, so I think they're quite capable of hitting 150.
So we see Sahan come into bowl, nicely chopped down, very stylish chop from the captain Shubham. Shubham assures me that his whole family is watching today. So if you're watching from Qatar, do send us a tweet at Czech Cricket. Use the hashtag Pepsi Cup Prague. As we see another wild delivery from Sahan, he really is having a stinker of a tournament with the ball. I was just chatting to him on the boundary. He was already upset that he wasn't opening the bowling.
That was an easy wide to give.
As we see the double teapot there from Sahan. Trying to G himself up. Yesterday when we saw him bowl 5 wides, he just couldn't quite hold it together. He's been very inconsistent with the ball. He's a very talented bowler. Explosive at the crease, and that's much better from him. Much, much better. Just skidding through, that's the length you want to hit on this Chateau field. Meanwhile, you've played here in Prague a few times, haven't you?
I have actually. So, as one of the Winterthur players was saying, it's very difficult to field on this pitch, and I totally agree. It's very unpredictable where the ball's going to bounce. Today's been quite sunny, so a lot of people have been able to warm up quite well. But yesterday people struggled to run for the ball and even get their hands on it because it was so cold.
But it's certainly warming up out here. Expected highs of 36 degrees. We have a few sunbathers already first thing in the morning. And what better way to cool down than with an ice cold glass of cool, delicious, refreshing Pepsi. Gotta love that Pepsi. As we see a Yorker speared in by Sahan. That was a deadly looking delivery, speared in at the toes. Batsman just keeping it out, and then the ball took a bit of a deflection and spun just behind the stumps without disturbing. Oh! And next ball, it would be harsh to call that a chance. I think Sahan did well to get his hand in the way of that tracer bullet. You can't fault Sahan for effort. He's certainly trying his heart out. You know, come finish this innings off with me, and then Terry will come for the. Can you tell us the score, Mina?
We are at 122 for 6 after 17 overs now. So 3 overs to go. I still think it's very likely they could hit the 150 mark, Michelle. What do you think?
Well, we know that this Alshaheen team are explosive. They bat down to 11. We saw them score a good 50 runs for the last wicket partnership yesterday against Czech Republic 18. These last 3 overs, I wouldn't be surprised if 40 or 50 runs were possible. I do fancy that it all comes down to Winterthur's Sahan. So saw his last over just go for 12 runs. He looks threatening at the same time. He's a slippery customer. One of the little Lankan brigade from Winterthur. Here at the Pepsi Cup Prague 2019. See a full delivery from Vinoř, almost Yorker length, but the batsman just sits back in the crease, knocks it comfortably to long on for a single. There haven't been any full-blooded shots for quite a while. These two are more touch players. Vinoř running in again. Slower delivery. A gentle covered drive. And that took a couple of nasty bobbles. In fairness, the cover fielder did well to get his body behind it. He's rubbing his chest now. His right breast, to be precise. So we see the batsman charge down the pitch. A little bit of a bobble again. This time cover comes round. So Winterthur fielders are fairly athletic, it must be said. They've been very active in the field, throwing themselves about. Never afraid to put their bodies on the line. We always like to see that, don't we?
Oh, and that's okay. I thought that was going for the boundary. I tend to forget that these boundaries are actually quite big. It's quite deceptive here from the commentary box. I'm sorry, Nishon, did you hear that noise? It sounded like a squeaky noise.
That was the sound of Nino Fott. And that was a mighty low over long on by the captain Shubham. He walks down to the non-striker and he implores him, why on earth can't you do the same?
I'm pretty sure that's not what Shubham is saying. On the contrary, he's a very nice guy. And a very calm guy, actually. He's been one of the players from Alshaheen, and I haven't really seen him do a lot of shit.
Make sure you speak loud because you're talking a bit like
Shubham seems to be one of the few players who isn't as aggressive on the field. He seems to be quite calm and quite well controlled when he's instructing his players on the pitch and off the pitch as well. So I think that's a good quality to have as a team captain, especially when you're battling for third place. And after 18 overs, we're 127 for 6. As Nishan decides to bite into very famous muesli bar, which seems to be half biscuit and half muesli. Something we've never really seen before. And that's another swing and a miss by the Alshaheen batsman. Funnily enough, we've been complaining a lot about the cold weather here at Vinoř, and I discovered I had some sunburn on my face this morning.
Brilliant anecdote.
Is the commentary also delayed, or is it like this, or is it it's with this? So
It's not delayed.
but that's delayed.
As this is going through the hearing.
All those 7 people.
Say hello and welcome to us if you're just joining the stream.
Hello and welcome to our live stream here at Vinoř Pepsi Cup. We are on the final day of the tournament, and thank you for joining us from all over the world. And we hope you stay with us until the final game this afternoon, Sledgehammers and the Czech national team.
As we see Sahan moving a few paces up at long on. He's considered a couple of 2s there.
Sahan seems to be quite a quick runner on the field, actually. He's very good at making sure that the boundaries are not going through. He had an interesting kick earlier as well, where he was off the field and he managed to stick his foot over the line and kick the ball back in. So that was very impressive, something I've never seen before. That's another boundary for the Alshaheen team as they try to maximize in these last couple of overs.
Trying to maximize it. What are they trying to maximize?
What
are they trying to maximize? Remember jacket.
Oh my god, I felt that. I felt that.
What?
And as Nishant jumps off the bench, felt a big sort of relief of weight as he stands up.
I believe that relief was the sound of you passing wind.
Now.
This is great. It's the only time I can really do this without feeling really guilty. Because it's all fun and games here, isn't it, in this tent?
It's all fun and
What
games.
stays in the tent stays in the tent.
Would you like to repeat that?
Yep. What stays in the tent stays in the tent. It's really fun again.
Well, it's early morning here in chilly Prague, but it's never too early for a cold, delicious, refreshing beer. Sorry, did I say beer? I meant Pepsi.
And that's our Bubbar over there with another boundary.
Chal mera babbar sher!
Mighty Lion. That way, you're going to call him Bubbar Joshi. I think Nishant's found a new name for his son in the upcoming years. I think he's going to name him Bubbar. Babbar.
As we see Shubham sneak 3 runs there on the overthrow there from Scott Page in the team. Alshaheen just sneaking towards a respectable total here, clearing the 150 mark now. 3 balls left in this innings. 10 runs already so far. And that looks very wide. And the umpire duly obliges. The bowler will have to bowl that one again. He won't be too thrilled with that. Alshaheen will take all the runs they can get, all the momentum they can get, because this Winterthur team has piled on the runs so far in this tournament, and that's much better. That was exactly what the bowler was hoping for the previous delivery. Allowing cut shot through cover for a single. Javeed, Rizwan Javeed, near hero for Alshaheen yesterday. And that's in the slot again. It's gone straight up in the air, falls just short of long on. And what on earth has happened there? Missed run out chance.
Hi Dan. Hi Dan, good morning.
You must see. I saw. I know where you need it. To make this play. Thank you. Sure. Like 3 Everybody.
You messed up your finger too?
Not finger, man. Here.
Here, let me spray.
Oh, it's enough.
Okay. Did that get spray on?
Sorry?
Behind the finger, man.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I got here, sir. I got a lot of injuries, man.
Let me know.
It's cold. I'm not giving you, I know.
Do it on your balls, man.
Hey Mo.
We never let them go. We never let them loose. Always had held them back. 150. We could have built another 20 runs. We could have stuck another 20 runs. But But this is decent enough with the batting they had. There was no point where they dominated. Right, you were watching.
Yeah. Yes, I completely agree. And feel that had been a bit tighter.
Yeah, we could have been.
130.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should make your task now a little
No,
easier,
the misfield is where we left. I think about 15 to 20 runs. Misfield. I mean,
The
certain
wides
things.
as well.
Yeah. The 5 wides.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes it can't. Sometimes.
No, I mean, I think when you go into Burt now, if you pretty much try to emulate what the Czechs did yesterday, see off the openers.
Yeah, that's the plan. We are sending a guy who just
Don't need to be
aggressive at the
too
beginning.
risky
At the beginning.
early on. No. It's just try to keep it ticking over.
Yeah, we're trying. The plan we just spoke about is send someone who scores like 30 runs of 6 overs is enough as long as we don't lose any wickets. And then we got the firepower at the back anyway. So
Just saw how quickly
they
fell apart yesterday
because they
when they
tried
were
to,
bowling, simply because after 5 overs they'd only got 1 wicket. Czechs didn't have that many runs. They had a little bit more than what they'd had, but it was nothing that they were doing anything special.
Yeah.
Suddenly they were just like, because they expected to have 3, 4, maybe even 5 wickets in those first 5 overs.
Jagat.
So the players and umpires are on the field, moving towards their positions to get us underway in the second innings of this third place playoff. Alshaheen Cricket Club versus Winterthur Cricket Club. The situation being that Alshaheen have set Winterthur a target of 156. Just speaking to Winterthur captain Mo, and he's feeling good about this. He feels they've got the runs in them. They're going to be looking to be patient at the beginning, try to see off the excellent opening bowlers from Alshaheen, and then build from there. And he believes that if they can get through the power play with no more than 1 wicket being lost, they'll be in a good position. However, we must remember that this is the second time these two teams have met so far in the tournament, and last time Winterthur batted first and Alshaheen bowled them out for 75 runs. Still working. First ball. Straight to point, and after a massive delay, the batsmen decide to go through for a single, which due to a little bit of a misfield. As the field adjusts due to the left-right opening combination for Winterthur. We see one or two of the Alshaheen fielders moving around a little gingerly. Look like they may be carrying injuries from the wear and tear of a 4-day tournament. This could perhaps assist Winterthur in their chase. No. No. Who's the batsman?
Kasun and Selva. Kasun Munasinghe, wicketkeeper. And Selva. Selva Ganesh.
Selva.
Not Ganesha, Ganesh.
Ganesh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Have a chat.
Of course, yeah.
And the Winterthur captain Mo has joined me in the commentary position at the moment. I was telling the viewers just before, Mo, that you are feeling confident about this chase.
Yeah, that's correct. We had a plan when we bowled to them to cut down the pace because we were watching previous games where they scored massive runs. The more pace we gave them, the other teams gave them, they took them apart. So we decided to cut the pace and make them generate the pace, and it worked pretty well. And I'm really happy with the score. We managed to restrict them to. Yeah.
Indeed, and those 5 wides will help your cause immensely.
Indeed, this is it. We just have to keep the basics, and runs will come because, as you said rightly before, it's a 4-day tournament, and you can see wear and tear everywhere. So you can expect mistakes to happen on the field as well. So we just need to capitalize on them.
Indeed, 8 runs so far coming from this first over. That must be a dream start.
Of course. My batsmen just need to, keep their wickets intact and not put any pressure on themselves because runs will come. We just need to keep our wickets intact. That was the plan.
Arif comes in again from the Chateau end, flicked away to square leg, and they'll get through for a single.
Yeah, that was a...
Dan.
Yeah, Selva is...
I turned it off to yellow here.
Sorry. Selva is definitely a technically correct batsman, and I'm sure he will handle the fast bowlers pretty early.
As Arif comes in once more, and the batsman just leaves that one alone. You've already got 9 runs in the first over. No need to play at something on that line and length.
Yeah, that's correct. They just need to leave the balls that they don't need to reach out for the balls. Just wait and play the ball under their eye, and I'm sure they'll have a good chase.
Pushed away. No run.
Very safely played by Kasun. Very watchful he is. The ball is running in. Kasun played back with a very straight bat. That is very good for his confidence as well. We need him to play a long innings.
Yes, and those wides and a couple of singles really put your batsman into a good position where he's been able to leave a couple here in the first over and just block out a couple more, really get his eye in and get to grips with the pace of how the ball's coming onto him.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's exactly what we need to do. We need to do our basics right, and it's the nature of the game. The bowling side will definitely make mistakes, and we need to capitalize on them.
Indeed. So for the second over of the second innings of the third place playoff, I thought I knew which bowler it was and then realised I didn't just as I was about to say it.
The left
It's
arm.
like, is it Shah? Nishan? Is that Shah?
That's my guess.
I believe it will be a more left arm seam here from, I believe this will be Shah coming from the southern end. Bowling to Silva.
So that's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. The left arm bowler is running into Salva. It's very well played by Salva. It's flicked onto his leg side and runs down to find leg. The batsman crosses over for a single. As leg by even actually. The umpire calls a leg by. So it's a leg by down to find leg. And Winterthur now goes up to 10 runs for no wicket. That's 2.1 overs.
1.1 overs.
Oh, 1.1.
Yeah. Due to the couple of wides, it does feel like they should have already completed 2 overs. As extras move to 8 with that leg by. Top scoring for you so far.
Lovely. Can't ask for anything more.
Pushed
Lovely.
into the covers. Pick up a nice quick single there. You must be happy with the running between the wickets.
Of course, the early calls are very good. We need to put pressure, them under immense pressure inside the ring. Runs like these, especially with the left and right hand combination, it's going to play a role as well. The field as well. There's a restricted time of 1 hour and 20 minutes to get the full quota in. It's very good that we keep rotating the strike and keep the fielding captain in check.
Just a bit of a stutter there as Shah will now come in once more. And that's off the pads again. It'll be another leg by. The umpire now makes the signal.
That's another leg by. Runs coming pretty easily for Winterthur at the moment. The ball is straying down the leg side and Selva managing to get a little bit of a flick, but I think it came off the tie guard, but he got 1 run there down to find leg again. So the score goes up to 12 in 1.3. No wicket.
Shah in again to Gasson. And he leaves that one be. Not interested at all. Was it very cool out in the middle this morning?
It was much. It felt a bit less cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty cold, but today was okay. Oh, Winterthur lose their first wicket. Kassoon tried to flick one off his pads and was caught in mid-wicket, short mid-wicket. And Winterthur loses their first wicket, 12 runs on the board. Kassoon is out for.
Casson's looking very displeased with himself, slaps his bat as he makes his way off the ground. Very disappointed with himself, that shot, just not getting behind it. So who is your new batsman coming to the crease?
Bilal Salim walks out to the middle, another left-hander, a lanky, tall guy. He played a very crucial role. He played a very good innings yesterday when we started and crumbled under pressure in our semi-finals. he made sure we got up to a decent score, and I'm sure he's seeing the ball well, and he will play cool innings. We need someone to have a cool head at this point of time, because 150 is a decent score. It's not a score that we need to panic about. We just have two settled batsmen, and I'm sure 150 is gettable. I think he's the man who, if he sees out the first few overs, I think we can get there.
Absolutely. If we see anything similar to the innings Bilal played yesterday in the semi-final here today, it will put Winterthur into a fantastic position, being able to chase down the target of 156. So left-hander to left-hander. Shah the bowler, Salim the batsman. Fended away.
Very watchful indeed. Bilal being very watchful. He's continuing from yesterday, playing the ball right under his eye there, which shows that he is in good nick. That's exactly what we want the batsman to do, not to put their bat out and lash out. Just play under their eye and get those quick singles and put the opposition under pressure. Eventually, they will bowl a bad ball where we need to capitalize. And of course, the wides and extras will definitely be in the cards as well.
He does have excellent technique, as you say, getting his head above the ball and playing close to the body, not creating any gaps. Third over begins. Arif continuing from the Chateau end. Playing a miss there.
Yeah, Selva trying to play an extravagant drive through covers, missed it. If he had connected, it would have been a beautiful shot. Unfortunately, he missed the ball. The bowler approaches the crease again. Selva looking. Selva pulls it onto the leg side. That's a beautiful shot down to the square leg for a boundary. The bowler pitched it short, and Selva was very, very watchful. Watched it straight into the middle of the bat and pulled it to the mid wicket to the square leg boundary. That raises Winterthur to score up to 16 runs at 3.1 for just the loss of one wicket. It was a beautiful way to start beautiful way to start put pressure on the bowler only on his second ball. Bowler approaches again. Selva plays another flick on his leg side. It runs down, just a single this time. The fielder on the square leg fields the ball. It's 1 run, which is now the bowler's under pressure. He's conceded 5 runs of the first 3 balls, and the total goes up to 17 runs. The bowler's definitely under pressure now. Now he'll try to bowl a few dot balls. This is when the mistakes will happen. Now the batsman on strike is Bilal, another a left-arm bowler bowling to a left-handed batsman who is technically very correct. Looks around his shoulder. Bilal making sure he's got all the fielders on his eye where he doesn't want to hit the ball. Bowler approaches Bilal leaves the ball, tries to play a shot, but then takes his bat out of the way at the last moment, which shows he's watching the ball pretty closely, which is very good. Left-arm bowler to a left-arm batsman.
We saw yesterday in the semi-final between Alshaheen and Czech Republic A, when the pressure got to Arif, currently bowling, he switched from bowling seam to spin. Do you think something like that could be on the cards if your batsmen are able to get a couple more boundaries away?
Yeah, that's correct, but we don't want to actually take any risks. To do that, the score on the board we're chasing is a decent one where we can, do it risk-free. Just stay there, take our time. Just dispatching the loose balls will help us. That's exactly what we are doing right now. Anything outside the off stump, leave it watchfully. Anything to the body, to the stumps, on the leg stump, just whack it past mid wicket or square leg. But of course, if it's loose outside the off stump, my batsman will definitely have a go at it. We have a plan. I think it's working. The score is pretty decent now. Now we reached 17 runs of 3 overs. is ideal. It's roughly about 3.9 run rate and over, which is cool.
Yes, certainly most of the time in T20 cricket, teams will be looking to be scoring much higher than that run rate. But with the target you have, that is certainly not a problem. And as long as you don't lose many more wickets in these opening overs, it should give you a platform.
That is correct. We have a few batsmen, aggressive-natured batsmen, to come behind, and I'm sure. Oh, Selva tries to clear the mid-on fielder. It just clears over the head. Selva was lucky there. He tried to play a beautiful drive it over the mid-on's head, but it just landed over his head. Selva just survives there. I'm sure Selva will learn from that mistake. He needed to hit it really hard, not to just check shot. He just tried to check that on drive there, lofted on drive. He needed to finish it if he had to get cleared past the mid-on fielder. But of course, we were lucky there. It was 1 run. The score goes up to 18 for 1 wicket. Winterthur, the left-arm bowler, Shah, to Bilal. Bilal fenders his off his tie pad there. No runs. Watchful Bilal watches the ball straight to his bat, try to fend it off for a single with a vacant square leg area, but it was hit it a bit straighter, so the mid wicket was able to cover it.
Shah comes in once more. Bilal leaves this alone just outside the line of off stump. There is a that is the line that Shah wants to be bowling. His field is set perfectly for it, with point, a man just at backward point, the slip, short cover. But he strays onto the legs this time, and there is no one out there. That's a lovely little shot. Will it get to the boundary? Doesn't look like it. It is the longest boundary.
4 runs. It's 4 runs.
Now the umpire signals 4.
That's a beautiful shot. That's exactly what Bilal tried to do the previous ball, but he hit a bit too early. This time he waited on it a split second and hit it in the square leg region where there was no fielder at all, and the ball was timed perfectly. We kept the fielder interested. He chased it right to the line, but eventually the ball crossed the square leg boundary for a boundary. Winterthur is now 22 runs for 1 wicket, which is a very good score. We risk-free. Once again, Shah approaches Bilal. Bilal tries to drive it. What's a wide? It's a wide. It's a wide ball. Another extra. Winterthur keeps ticking over. The score keeps ticking over.
As I said, Shah wants to be bowling outside of off, but not that far outside of off. His last 2 balls have been a bit wayward. One on the legs, one wide. Let's see what he can do here. It's a much better line, well fended away by Salim, but he's pushed it straight to the fielder.
It's a very good shot, played right under his eye. The ball hit in the middle of the bat. There was no risk involved there, which shows that he is seeing the ball pretty well. Winterthur Cricket Club approaching the score in a very decent manner, not trying to take any risks, not trying to lose early wickets, just playing the ball in the merit. And bowler Shah approaches Bilal. Bilal, oh, that's a very good delivery by the bowler. That's a very good delivery. That was very close to the outside edge of Bilal. That was a good delivery to end the over. Winterthur Cricket Club are 23 runs for 1 wicket at the end of the 4th over.
And you'd have to be very pleased with the position that your team is in at this stage, Mark.
Exactly. The plan was not to lose early wickets. We had a very good chat after what happened yesterday. Of course, sledgehammers are a completely different standard to us, but we tried the best. Even that we had a plan. We stick to our plan. We got early wickets as the way we planned, but of course, sledgehammers are a different level. This game we clearly planned. It hurt us the way we lost against the sledgehammers. So we had a clear plan. We sat down last night, had a chat to the boys, and decided what we had to do to take the third place. Last year we finished fifth place, so we were determined to do something better than what we did last year. And of course, we made it to the upper half of the tournament, which is itself an achievement for us. And finishing off at third would be absolutely great. Especially when you had teams like Sledgehammers and the Falcons who are like who play like pros, and finishing third would be an ideal finish for a club like Winterthur.
Indeed, as we see a bowling change from the Chateau end.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful.
Mohammed Jaffrey, batsman, running the first very quickly, and we've seen a fielder pull up. He's clutching at his ankle. Two fielders had converged on the ball, so despite the one who seems to have strained something, they were able to get the throw in. The batsmen were able to get two.
Selva taking his time, of course, being very watchful here. And the bowler approaches Selva. Selva looking pretty good. Bowler. Selva pulls it. That's a beautiful shot by Selva. He waited on it, and smacked it past square leg. That's a brilliant shot. Selva has scored 2 boundaries, both of short balls, which says Selva is seeing the ball pretty well. Anything short, Selva is punished. Both those short balls, so it keeps the bowler on check and gives so much confidence to Selva, who's played a cracking on-off drive to get a couple of runs and then pulls this onto his leg side for a boundary. The score, Winterthur score, goes up to 29 off that boundary. The bowler approaches Selva again. Selva very watchful. Oh, played beautifully, beautifully. A quick single there. That's what is important for Winterthur, keeping that pressure. First ball went for a single, second ball smash for a four, and another single off the third ball. The bowler's under immense pressure now. He's given away 6 runs of the first 3 balls.
It's actually 7 runs because there was 2 off the first. 2, 4, and 1. 7 runs so far from the 3 balls of Mohammed Jaffrey's first over.
The score goes up to 31 runs. Bilal. Jaffrey bowls to Bilal. Bilal leaves it. Very watchfully. Very watchfully leaves that ball. Bilal is under no pressure because Selva is scoring runs. All Bilal has to do is get that single or leave any ball that he sees is a risk ball. We've talked about anything outside the off stump at good length, not to put the bat out, because we don't want any edges or anything like that. We just want him to leave anything outside the off stump, play anything very close to his body, get those quick singles. Because Selva on the other end is a very aggressive natured batsman, and he's playing pretty well. So Bilal, Jaffrey approaches Bilal again for the 5th ball of the over. Very watchfully played by Bilal. Oh, that was nearly a run out there. Bilal fended it off his pads to mid wicket. He thought he hit it pretty soft with soft hands, but the ball went to the fielder pretty quickly. Selva said no, and Bilal managed to get back in time. Winterthur 30 runs for 1 wicket.
Yeah. However, I think if the wicketkeeper from Alshaheen hadn't dropped the ball, he would have been able to get Bilal out. Jaffrey in again from the Chateau end. Short, flicked away into a gap. Bilal eager for a second, but Silva sends him back, so the over will be completed.
Very watchful, Bilal. Very watchful, risk-free. That's the nature of his game, and he's doing exactly that, and allowing not at the same time not giving any pressure to Selva. He's getting the singles, which keeps the scoreboard ticking and would not put Selva under any pressure. Selva can play freely, punishing the bad balls and getting the singles at the same time, putting the fielding side under immense pressure. The Alshaheens will be feeling that they are under the pump right now because they thought they could get early wickets. Of course, that would have been their plan, to get inroads. We played them in the first round, and they managed to get inroads early, and that's where we've lost the momentum of the game. But I think that's exactly what they would have wanted to do, but we had different plans, and Shah approaches Bilal.
Final over of the power play here. Shah continuing from the southern end. 1 for 31. The score on the board for Winterthur. Again, their target 156. Selwa at the non-striker's end has been looking in great form. Shah bowls to Salim. Fends away to the point fielder. Gathers easily.
Yeah, that was Bilal being very watchful, as he always does, playing under his eye. Just played it with soft hands, and the ball rolled over to the point fielder. There's no run there. Shah approaching Bilal again. Last over of the power play. Bilal being very watchful again. A quick single there. Quick single. Played very watchfully. Quick single to the short mid wicket.
We see again a little bit of a mistake from the Alshaheen wicketkeeper. This one did not cost them anything, but maybe a few questions about his confidence at this point. He's been struggling to gather balls thrown straight to him. Oh, he's bowled him. That's the wicket that Alshaheen wanted, sending Selwa back to the pavilion. Our view is a little obscured because of a fielder couldn't really tell if that ball did anything. But Mo, you cannot be pleased to see Selwa bowled.
That was a tough one. That was a good ball, actually. The ball was pitched on a good length. Selva just tried to hit across the line. I think that's what did him there. If he had played it with a straighter bat, with the mid on and mid off up, I'm sure he might have cleared that. But he tried to cross hit it to the vacant mid wicket region. Unfortunately, was undone there by a good delivery by the bowler. But anyway, Selva did his job. Selva played a very good innings there. 15 runs. He gets out for. He absorbed the pressure that we sent him to do. Not to lose early wickets. We've just nearly finished the power play. Nearly finished the power play. We've just lost 2 wickets. The new man to the crease is
Number 95.
Abbas. Abbas is the new batsman. He played a brilliant innings in the first game of the Pepsi Cup 2019. He played a brilliant knock of 64 against the Panthers, and he's in good nick. The last 2 games he hasn't had much luck. None of our batsmen had much luck in the previous game, of course, against the Sledgehammers. But he's in good nick. I'm sure Bilal and Abbas can put up the partnership that we so dearly want now. And try to take less risks as much as possible. put up another decent partnership, another 30 to 40 runs partnership would be ideal for Winterthur, which could take the score up to like 70 runs for 2 wickets. Ideally, it would be in 10 overs. That would be the perfect sort of score, taking the minimum amount of risk, knowing that we have some aggressive batsmen to come.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
As we saw a bye finish off the 6th over. So Winterthur now move to 33 for the loss of 2 wickets after 6 overs. And Alshaheen making a number of changes to the field as they are no longer restricted by the power play. Of course, in the power play they were only able to have the 2 fielders outside the ring. Also making a change to the bowling.
And the Falcons, the Alshaheen's introducing spin immediately after the power play. I think they would try and entice the batsman to play a few shots over the top. They've got the long on and long off, which would ideally mean that the bowler will be flighting the ball to giving it some air. So they would want the batsman to hit them straight. That's exactly what he does. He floats the ball up. Very watchful. Abbas, that was a fantastic shot. That's a sign of a man in form. A beautiful shot through through the covers. That shows he's in good touch there. That's, I think, the third ball he faced. He was waiting there. He didn't do anything silly. He was waiting for the ball because the bowler tossed it up. He waited on it and smacked it over the top of the covers fielder who was inside the ring, which went straight through to the boundary for 4 runs. Winterthur are 37 for 2 now.
Shankadar comes in once more.
Oh, lap sweep.
Batsman was looking to sweep it. He's completely missed it. Bilal sending him back, telling him, nope, there is a man there. He's a very short, fine leg, so the ball went straight to him. Shankadar once more.
Oh, very much played by Abbas. Plays with a straight bat, straight to the fielder at covers, who collects the ball, and there's no.
Appeal by the bowler. No other members of the Alshaheen team interested in joining in his desperate cries for a wicket. Nishan. After 7 overs, Winterthur find themselves 38 for 2. We will see yet another bowling change, this time at the southern end. We're going to have spin from both ends. Do you think Abbas and Bilal will be happy with the pace taken off the ball, or would they prefer it coming onto them a little quicker?
Of course, any batsman would prefer pace on the ball, but this is the same approach that we also did. Cutting the pace, that makes it very difficult for the batsman to hit the ball. But as long as they be very watchful and wait for the ball, that'll be very important. If they play it ahead of the ball, I'm sure it'll scoop up in the air. But if they could wait, that's up in the air, falls short of the mid-on fielder. That's exactly what the bowlers are trying to do. Give it some air, make the batsman generate all the power. They just throw the ball up in the air, flighting it, and making the batsman to generate all the power, and that just goes straight up with no power at all. And thankfully for Winterthur, it saves lands safely, and the mid-on fielder collected 1 run for Winterthur for Abbas there.
Yes, a little lucky. It was unusual, as so far in this innings, most of your players have blocked out 1 or 2 from each new bowler before they've gone aerial. Bilal a little bit more aggressive.
Abbas, correct you
Sorry.
there. Abbas,
Yep.
yeah.
Abbas, Bilal on
I-
strike now.
Yeah, that's correct. I think it's because I think 38 runs of 7 is risk free, but you know we need one batsman to hit the rare boundaries as well to keep the scoreboard ticking. We don't want too much pressure to the batsman coming down. But that's a good one. Wide down the leg side for 4 runs. That's buys actually. Buys wide
4 byes.
4 buys, and that will definitely help the cause for Winterthur Cricket Club. It is exactly what I said. Play risk free, and bowler will eventually make a mistake where we can accumulate some runs, and then we can keep the singles ticking over, which will which will get about 9 runs and over. That would be ideal.
Yeah, the extras really piling on at the moment. We saw this yesterday from Alshaheen in the semi-final against Czech Republic. Extras are now up to 19. 15, sorry, the scorecard just being corrected.
Another flick from Bilal down to fine leg, and they go for a crossover, batsman crossover for a single. Abbas, I think Abbas does not have a reason to take any risks in the next 3 deliveries, because I think we are ahead of the run rate now for this, or what we require of this over. We've got nearly 7 runs now. Rizwan to Abbas. Abbas tried to hit an extravagant shot over mid wicket. He was lucky there, inside edge, and I think he missed the off stump, not by much there. I think Abbas should be a bit more patient here, not try and hit every ball out of the park. Oh, that's much more watchfully played. Very watchfully played by Abbas. He wanted a single there, but Bilal says no. And it was a good call. It was a very good call there.
Here comes Javid. And this time,
Oh, he
it
connected.
goes to
That's
the air.
beautiful.
It's coming straight to us. And that is 6.
That's a beautiful.
1 bounce, and Mo leaps out of the commentary position to field it. Can't keep the man out of the game.
Exactly. That came straight towards us. We had it was hit straight towards us. It was very well timed. It kept the field interested, because it looked like he is going to have a chance, but he kept going further and further away from him. And it was a beautiful shot by Abbas. That over puts Winterthur back on the run rate. They're 50 runs for 2 wickets now at the end of 8, which is ideal position we needed to be. We've still got very good batsmen to come. Ideally, we want them the batsmen in the middle to finish off. But if they could have put up a good partnership of another 30 to 40 runs, that'll be an ideal position for the next batsman to walk in, to also take some time in the middle, and then to finish it off. Of course, this all started with the confidence we had on the field. We did exactly to plan. Everything went to plan. We kept them under check when they were batting, and now when we are batting, you can see the confidence in the players.
Indeed, that's 6, bringing up the Winterthur 50, 2 for 50 after 8, meaning Winterthur require 106 runs from the 12 overs remaining.
Subtle adjustments on the field from the Alshaheen captain. More tweaks.
It's gotten a little warmer here, but we still see a number of the Alshaheen fielders wearing jackets over their shirts, which will restrict their movement a tad. Still, the bowler makes some fielding adjustments, and now it looks like Shankar is ready to continue from the Chateau end. Bilal fends it off.
Bilal very watchful again. Anything on his pads is very, very watchful. As I said before, anything on keeping the scoreboard ticking. Now it's Abbas who is the more aggressor in this innings to face Shakirdar of Alshaheen. A quicker delivery there. Abbas also doing exactly that, playing the ball right under his eye, driving it off his back foot towards mid-on for a single there, keeping the scoreboard ticking, the Winterthur batsman, keeping the Alshaheens under pressure here, not giving away too much, playing risk-free cricket, always keeping them on the game. Of course, the tactics of the spinners, the reason for the Alshaheen captain to bring on the spinners would be to entice the batsman to go over the top. But of course, we've been very patient here, the Winterthur batsman. That's a wide.
It is a wide. Bilal was looking to play that one a little bit more aggressively than the watchful way that he had, due to the line. Missed it, and you have to actually get it off. They can't.
Very watchfully played by Bilal once again. Fended off towards square leg for a single, risk-free. Winterthur are now 55 runs for 2 wickets. Shakirdar to Abbas. A full toss there. Abbas drives to mid-on, long on for a single. Once again, risk-free cricket from Winterthur batsmen, just keeping the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, there's been 1 run off every ball so far, including a wide. Winterthur continue in fashion for the remainder of the over. Should be getting at least 7. Well, was looking just for the single. There's a misfield as the bowler and the mid-wicket have collided.
Very good running among the batsmen there. Very watchful to the Winterthur batsman, waiting for any errors on the field. The bowler approached the ball, so did the mid-wicket fielder. They collided and the ball was left in no man's land. And the Winterthur batsman crossed over for a single. Shakirdar to Abbas. Abbas square cuts it straight to the field at deep point for a single. Another risk-free shot. As Terry rightfully said, they've scored a single off every single ball, plus the wide, which keeps the scoreboard ticking. Winterthur Cricket Club are now 57 at the end of the 9th over.
So, Mo, would you say you're comfortable with the position that you're in at the moment, or confident with the position that you're in at the moment?
I'm confident with the position we are in right now, because with wickets in hand, it's T20 cricket. If you have wickets in hand, any total is chaseable. Because of course under pressure bowlers would crumble as well, not just the batsmen. So we need to capitalize on those, and we had a target in mind. We wanted our batsmen to score around 60 runs for minimum loss of wickets. I think we're nearly there at the end of 10 overs.
So we will see Javid continuing from the southern end to Abbas. And he's gone.
He's gone, adjudged LBW. Abbas adjudged LBW. Trying to once again try to flick it on the leg side, but missing the ball. Getting out plumb there. The umpire has had no thoughts in his mind. He put his finger up straight away. So Winterthur loses their 3rd wicket. 57 runs on the board.
So that is the end of Abbas, who has been played a fantastic innings for Winterthur. He shall be replaced by Masmula.
No, yeah,
No?
that's correct. Yeah, Tilina Masmuller, another left-handed batsman.
Wearing jersey number 100, which often a three-figure shirt number looks a bit silly, but Masmula has such broad shoulders that his 100 looks perfectly suited for his frame. He looks to have a lot of power in those shoulders. Can we expect some big hits?
Of course, he's actually played a very good level of cricket in Sri Lanka. He just came. He signed up for us as he's on holiday with his family in Europe. We managed to sign him up. He plays for Sri Lanka A. He played Sri Lanka under 17, 19, and he plays for the A team as well. And he was on holiday with his missus in Europe, and we were lucky enough to sign him up. And of course, that was a very good delivery.
Masmula starts with a dot.
Sri Lanka keeps producing left-handed batsmen. We have about 4 Sri Lankans in our team, everybody batting left-handed. Masmula drives it, a powerful drive down to long off. Tilina Masmula is off the mark with a beautiful cover drive, beautiful drive straight down to mid long off. Two left-handers now at the crease for Winterthur. Score goes up to 58 runs. 9.3 overs, the loss of 3 wickets. Of course, Alshaheen's introducing spin from both ends.
Played away through square leg by Bilal. Get one more to add to the total. Bringing Masmula back on strike. Bowler comes in. Masmula comes forward, doesn't get hold of that. Really just comes off the toe of the bat. As such, they'll just get the 1 run.
Yeah, somebody has to take some risks. And with his broad shoulders, if he connects them, I'm sure they'll stay hit. That's exactly what Masmula is trying to do. He's trying to take some risks and put the bowler off, while Bilal on the other end is approaching on another fashion by ticking over, getting those singles, keeping the scoreboard ticking. That's another classy drive by Bilal, being very watchful once again. Another single, keeping the scoreboard ticking. The Winterthur batsmen have always kept the scoreboard ticking despite losing wickets. There's never been an instance where we've been bogged down, which shows a lot of confidence. The batsmen having a chat in the middle, the 2 lefties for Winterthur Cricket Club. Looks like a change of ends for Rizwan from Alshaheen. Is now bowling from the Chateau end. Rizwan bowling from the other end now to Bilal. A short ball, a bad ball to start off with. Very well played by Bilal. Risk-free once again, the way he always plays. On the leg stump, sweeps it for a boundary. Risk-free. Score of Winterthur Cricket Club goes up to 65 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. Very well played by Bilal. Rizwan to Bilal once again. Oh, that's a dead ball. The batsman wasn't ready. Rizwan to Bilal. Once again on the leg stump.
Oh,
There
boy.
one quick single. A quick single there. I think that pitched outside the line of leg stump. They appealed for an LBW. The umpire didn't give it out. The batsman scampered through to a single. There was nearly overthrows there. The batsman ran too far across. That's the end of Tilina Masmulla trying to hike it through mid wicket, losing his wicket there. That was not needed there. It was not what was required. He could have just played risk-free cricket. Unfortunately, losing his wicket, not taking any sort of responsibility there because he didn't have to take any risk. They just had a boundary off that over.
We see Winterthur now 66 for 4, chasing Alshaheen's 155 for 6. They need nearly 10 and over now. What do you make of their chances now?
If these two can put up a partnership, I'm sure we are in with a chance. One of these batsmen need to go on to play a long innings or wait there till the end. See through for Winterthur. The chances would then open up. Having lost 4 wickets after a fantastic start, I think the wicket of Masmulla was a crucial one for the Alshaheens. Beautifully driven by Murali there. Beautifully driven down to the covers for a single. That's the end of the 11th over.
We have seen a lot of scores of 150 odd in the last couple of days. Scores have just dropped after the first half of the tournament.
I think most of the teams did realize cutting down the pace helped a lot in cutting down the scores. The more the pace, the more the batsmen were able to drive or hit with the pace of the ball. The bowlers themselves generate. So the teams decide. I think the teams were left to cut down on the pace, introduce more spin on medium pace, which made it tougher for the batsmen in the middle to score. Another beautifully driven, lovely shot by Murali once again through covers for a single.
Feels like Winterthur could afford to be a bit more aggressive with their running now. They've turned down a couple long twos in the last couple of overs. They do need to start putting Alshaheen under a bit of pressure.
I think that's what they need to do. Yeah, I think you were right there. Even the wicket we just lost, I think the batsman could have crossed over for another run there, which would have meant had another batsman on strike. But oh, there's a misfield there by the Al Shaheen fielder at long on. Winterthur batsman crossover for 2 runs. I think a few quick singles can put the Alshaheens on the back foot. Of course, one of the batsmen have to take a few risks at this stage. Another delivery on the leg stump. Bilal watchfully plays for a single.
I see. See Saxena coming over the wicket to bowl his off spin. That's a huge hoik. It's gone straight up in the air. Long on steadies himself and takes a very comfortable catch. Made that catch look easy. Winterthur, 71 for 5 now. We've seen a lot of catches shelled over the past few days. But Rizwan never looked like he was going to drop that. It was right in the slot. It was there for the hoik, but pressure just getting to Salim. Winterthur 71 for 5. As we see Banaheka coming out to bat. Number 7. Oh, we just wondered whether the pressure was going to a Winterthur batsman. Murali is just chipped. An innocuous delivery straight to short mid-wicket where it is shelled. That was one of the simplest catches you could wish to take at short mid-wicket. And it prevents Saxena from taking 2 wickets in 2 balls. That would have surely put this game to bed. Good night. Thank you very much. Okay. Can you check this? I don't know who this is. Can you check that? Moshe, do you want to do commentary? Do you want to? What What do you do every day before commentary? This guy.
Coffee.
No, it's cool. Go. Mino's gonna get anyway. I was just kidding.
Jump in, man.
Come in the middle here.
That was the mowing.
Good, but bumpy, very bumpy.
You can explain on it.
Do you know what you call a cricketer who tends to the pitch like that? Mowing alley. Why do I always save the best stuff for when the mic's on? And I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Prague fan favourite. The man gaining a fair bit of notoriety for his commentary over the past few days. In his first foray into broadcasting, he's made quite a stir, and that shot's made quite a stir, and that fielding's made quite a stir. It's Stir City over here. It's a tremendous heave to leg. Took a kick to the fielder, collects it on the bounce, one-handed. The run rate continues to climb for Winterthur. They've not scored a boundary now for 38 deliveries. Make that 39 deliveries now. I have a feeling that something's got to give as they bring a fielder from leg 2 off. Rizwan, the wily off spinner, is going to chuck this wide of off. Yes, and he does. And it's cut once again to wide short third man. As the best delivery of the day comes in. And it's a tremendous effort from Mino with a gorgeous looking fruit cake delivered with bee in tow. And we'll look to see a cappuccino. This does look rather delicious. So while I tuck into this, I'll hand over to the bad boy of cricket commentary. He needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. Coming in at 12 years old and 84 pounds. From Vinoř in the Czech Republic, it's Moshi. Moshi, how are you, my friend?
Good.
You're close. 16.
As it's another full ball and 2 runs for Winterthur, who are now 79-5.
And this is tremendous stuff going on, Moshi. An incredible battle on the pitch and off the pitch. The performance of the day so far has to go to the lady who's made this cherry cake. Quite stunning.
As it's 1 run for Winterthur there, well, stops on the boundary.
Ooh.
Ball's in the air, but no one there to stop it. So just a single for Winterthur. Saxena now bowling his third over. Facing him now was Alshaheen in a bit of a misfield. Winterthur managed to get the 1 run.
Tell me something. You have some YouTube channel or link which continuously shows the match. Like this one is going on, then we will have the match. It will be on the same link.
No.
Same no. It will be a different link.
And there goes the batsman Banaheka. It is Saxena's third wicket today. So some very good bowling from the Alshaheen player. And another wicket down for Winterthur. Walking up to the crease is Alshaheen, right-handed batsman.
Could you just pronounce that name again?
Alshaheen.
It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
And perfect way to end off his third over with Saxena. Couple of fielding adjustments before the next over. And that's good flick, but stopped on the boundary, so 2 runs there for Winterthur and Alshaheen. And that's fairly full delivery and 1 run as Alshaheen collides with the bowler. And just a block there from the Winterthur batsman.
Terry, do you mind just helping to show this thing?
The video link is still not here.
Just
Let me know.
little
I'll
hit
share
onto
it.
the offside and 1 run there.
Somebody there? And as we see, the 7th wicket fall for Winterthur, and this innings is collapsing in a heat. Winterthur now 86 for 7. That 155 looks a long way off. How far away does it look?
a very long way off.
That's what you're supposed to say. A long way off.
Lakshita will definitely want to try his best to get his team closer to the required score.
And we're starting to see the crowd fill up here at the Czech National Cricket Ground in Vinoř. We see another swing and another miss. Things are heating up here. I see a few Czech locals turning up now. They want to get a good seat for the grand final between the Czech National A team and Sledgehammer Cricket Club. I am really looking forward to that match. Moshe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm also very looking forward to it. I think everyone here is.
As we hear the most alarming call of no I've heard in quite a while from the Banks field.
And another block there from Roganatharshan.
You do quite like saying that name, don't you, Moshe?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation as this time.
And he's had a full-blooded go at that. One hand coming off the bat, well collected, cleaned up, as long on, just jogs around to deep mid-wicket, collects it nicely. Just the 2 runs there. Alfielder at long ons, done a lot of air miles today. As we're joined by our soon-to-be Mrs. Meenal Joshi. Come take a seat here, wifey. She's too busy tucking into a delicious, ice-cold, refreshing Pepsi. Ah, so sweet. That's the taste of diabetes.
And there goes the batsman. My trouble with pronouncing his name goes. Roganatharshan is out, and replacing him will be the captain of Winterthur, Mohammed Samil.
Mohammed was on commentary earlier on today, admonishing his team for each wicket that fell. I wonder if he can walk the walk. Anything less than a quick 550 would be surely an embarrassment to Mohammed. Meanwhile, Moshi, another word for that cherry cake. Absolutely delicious. I think we should clean that up after this innings. What do you think?
Alright. Not sure there. Not sure about what you asked me. I'm not sure about that shot from the Winterthur captain, as he misses. Fortunately for him, he's not out, and that's a full toss, and he tries to play it, but he top edges it, and it's another dot ball. and the score after 16 overs is 89 for 8. A brilliant over from Saxena once again. Only 2 runs and 1 wicket off it. Saxena after his 4 overs, 18 for 4. No wide, no ball. So very good bowling from him.
And that looks like it was a match-winning effort from Prabhat Saxena. I did run into him at the hotel lobby last night. He was sitting there, sorrowful, almost mournful, after Alshaheen's heavy defeat, shock defeat, against Czech Republic 18. As a tournament doctor and tournament commentator, I felt it was my duty to console him, and we did so with copious amounts of alcohol.
Medicinal alcohol?
Medicinal alcohol, washed down with some delicious, refreshing, ice-cold Pepsi. Ah, that Pepsi taste.
1-1 there for Winterthur. And another single for the Swiss team.
And there's Prabhat cleaning up at short third man. Clearly that Pepsi last night has kept him going for the next 12 hours. It says no sugar, so it must be the E numbers.
The ball's in the air, but no one there to catch it. And it is very much needed for Winterthur.
Meanwhile, Terry O'Connor's nervous breakdown is nearly fully complete after 4 days. Jak se máte?
Děkuju. Jak se máte vy?
Dobře.
Can I some time here or Czech or English or Czech? Pardon, ty to komentuješ češtině? Nebo v angličtině?
Může?
Občas.
Dobře, tak já, jestli vás nebudu muset, můžu jenom poslouchat teď?
Jo.
Okay.
Můžeme. We can do ball by ball and you can do it in Czech. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
As whilst some the
Český.
talking with the fans was going on,
Great.
Prosím.
another
Okay.
wicket falls for Winterthur, and now walking to the crease is Scott Page, who will definitely be looking to get a better score than yesterday.
So what we'll do is I'll do just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Ball by ball in English. You'll translate it into Czech, okay? Mino, can you get a coffee for this gentleman, please?
No, it's okay. It's okay, thank you. I don't completely understand this principle. Very sorry.
We will explain. You come sit here.
Thank you.
Come sit here.
Thank you very much. Oh, pardon.
It's okay. And as we see that delivery just defended for a dot ball. Winterthur are 9 down now.
Žádný bod z tohoto míčku. A to se stalo i z tohoto. Takže Winterthur mají teď 95 bodů, ale už jim zbývá jenom jeden odsporovač.
Only 3 overs left in the game. That's 18 deliveries. Winterthur still require 60 runs.
Zbývá ještě 18 nadhozů a Winterthur potřebují 61 bodů, což je velmi těžké, ale uvidíme, co jejich kapitán Mohamed Samil a náhradník Scott Page dokážou.
Rozumíte to? Jo. Captain Mohammed now on strike against the off spinner. You wonder if they'll go down in a blaze of glory. It's a big shot attempted by Captain Bilal. Slogged out to deep mid wicket for one.
Kapitán týmu zkusil velkou ránu, ale pouze jeden bod.
And Scott Page, the last man in, just dabs that to point. That's a dot ball.
Žádný bod z tohoto míčku. A teď další nadhoz. Týmu Winterthur se podařilo běžet, takže jeden bod.
Is it super?
It's okay.
It's okay,
Thank
yeah.
you very
And some
much.
cake as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you like some?
I'll have some cake in
They have
a
some
bit.
really nice chocolate muesli, which has like a really nice green color. Maybe
Our team waitress / nurse doing an excellent job there, informing us of the lunch menu. Thank you very much, Meenal. That's why I'm marrying you. Oh, and we see the ball just evading short third man there. As I asked if Bilal would go down in a blaze of glory, he's certainly trying.
A kapitánovi se nepodařilo odplavit ideálně. A byli jsme poměrně blízko ke konci zápasu, ale nakonec hráč v poli to nechytil, takže jeden běh. Bod běh. Teď Scott Page vypadá, že má nějaké problémy. Zbývá 12 nadhozů a Winterthur potřebují 56 bodů, což znamená, že potřebují hodně šestek a zatím to tak vůbec nevypadá, že by je mohli dostat. Mohamed Samil se ještě baví se Scottem Pagem o jasné taktice, kterou musí do těchto 12 míčků mít.
So what we can do is explain just in Czech what the difference between a 4 and a 6 is. Okay?
A 4 body získá tým za to, že po zemi vyjede míček mimo pole a 6 za to, že vyletí mimo pole vzduchem a nedotkne se po odpalu země. A opět kapitán týmu Winterthur trefil míček do vzduchu a tentokrát to hráč v poli chytil, takže konec hry a Alshaheen vyhrává a jsou tím třetí v Pepsi Cup 2019.
Comprehensive win there in the end for Alshaheen Cricket Club against Winterthur. Join us for our next game, the grand final between Czech Republic A team and Sledgehammer Cricket Club, all the way from India. That game is due to start within the next 20 minutes or so. In the meantime, if you're nearby, feel free to come down to Vinoř. We'll see you again in 20 minutes, where we'll have lots more trivia, lots more cricket-related facts. Could be one of the best matches played in the world today.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it. Takže zhruba za 20 minut by mělo začít finále tohoto turnaje mezi českým A týmem a týmu Sledgehammer, který přijel až z Indie. Tým Sledgehammer v posledních 2 letech vyhrál Pepsi Cup, takže určitě se můžeme těšit na velmi zajímavý zápas. Takže zhruba za 20 minut se určitě podívejte opět na náš kanál a tam můžete vidět stream finále, ale pokud jste v Praze a poblíž Vinoře, tak určitě se přijďte podívat na tento velmi zajímavý zápas.